Hello, I'm going to do the Capricorn energy reading, and this may or may not resonate with you. If it does, take what does. If it does not, leave what does not. All right. Let's see what's going on. Who needs to hear a message? It's taking a little bit, so it may take a little time for something. All right, may take a little time to get to that 10 of Pentacles, but it sure is fun when you get there. The World card, Ace of Cups, Three of Swords, the Devil, and Seven of Wands. And what do we have at the bottom of the deck? We have Eight of Cups. Time to walk away from something. Time to set out on a new path, not really sure what the direction is that you're going in, but time to set out on a new path, right? Something that you want to do, something that you want to make happen. Time to let go of those insecurities maybe that you have, or those doubts, that overthinking. The rewards are great, I feel, with this 10 of Pentacles there, you know, like sometimes we don't even realize how great the rewards will be because, you know, we're kind of so caught up in this Three of Swords energy that we're finding ways to talk ourselves out of things, and we're feeling kind of trapped, and, you know, we're like finding, you know, it seems easier to find those reasons why not to do something rather than to do something. I feel like this could have to do with a relationship, working through a relationship. It could be with the relationship with yourself. It could be realizing that, hey, I'm holding on to a Three of Swords and that's really stopping me from doing things. You know, you need to look out for yourself. You need to stand up for what you believe in, right? And then we have the Devil card, but that's also the Capricorn card. So I feel like that's coming into your own and making those better choices for yourself. Taking those chances, setting out on a path. Sometimes, you know, we don't always know where things are going to lead or things are going to go, but it's like feeling strong and feeling good, and that I'll be able to take on these challenges. And if the challenge becomes too big, then just, you know, it's too much going on, then take a little step back, you know. Sometimes it can become really overwhelming, and it is kind of break it down into little bits, right? Break it down into little pieces that you feel you can handle, that you feel that you can accomplish those pieces, so that way you end on a positive note and you end on a positive feeling. So say it's like, you know, it would be like, you know, say you're trying to look into motivational readings. So let's do that for an example. And then you start going on the internet and you're like watching video after video after video, and it all becomes confusing, and it all becomes overwhelming, and you're reading all of these things. Instead of doing that, just watch one or two that you feel you can connect with, and then just stay in that energy for a while. And when you feel like, okay, yeah, I kind of have a handle on that, I'm kind of feeling better, I'm kind of having a different perspective, I'm writing down those things that I want to manifest, I'm writing down those things that make me happy, I'm writing down those things that are bothering me and hurting me, and I'm letting those go. And so I'm making some progress. And then you watch a couple more videos, right? Or if it's a relationship, you're trying to work through a relationship, and maybe there's so many things that you want to talk to with your partner, or this person, or your friend, or your family member. There's so many things that you want to talk about. Instead of blasting that person with all of those things, sitting down, figuring out what is most important, and what is it that you need to have answers to first, and what is it that you need from that person first, right? That's most important, and narrowing that down, and then having that conversation with what you feel is most important, instead of, you know, blasting them with 100 different things, narrowing that down to a couple different things, so that way it's not overwhelming for that person, it's not overwhelming for you, and it builds everything up, right? Kind of taking whatever that thing is. Could be a new career, could be a new job. Maybe you're saying, hey, I want to start a new career, I don't really know what it is that I want to do. on the internet. It becomes so overwhelming. I'm not sure what I want to do. Well, figure out how to narrow that down. Take it bit by bit. Maybe, it's like, okay, I'm just going to put out 1 resume a week. I'm just going to, put out 2 resumes a week, so that way you're, if you're feeling, okay, I feel like I have that more under control, whatever that is, to pare it down so that you don't get overwhelmed by the big picture and then not do anything. Because then we can start getting into that negative energy, and then it's like, oh, I'm not going to do anything. This is too hard. I don't want to deal with it. But I feel like this is what's waiting for you, right? This 10 of Pentacles and this World card, and that's what's waiting for you. But, it's those challenges that we have to take in order to get there, whether it's with a relationship, whether it's a career, a job, a business, whatever those goals are that you want to achieve, like there's going to be challenges there. And are we going to let that overwhelm us and stop us, or are we going to figure out how to get through it? Sun card, love that. Sun card with the 10 of Pentacles. Staying positive. If you feel like you're on a good track, right, and then all of a sudden it's gone too far and you're starting to go downhill, stop where you are and say, okay, I'm going to end on a good note. I'm going to end in a positive space. Like, I'm not going to keep pushing it, because then it'll go in the other direction, right? Ace of Swords, getting past things, getting over things, thinking on how we can be successful in the future, and handling these 3 of Swords situations, right? Magician, I love it. Taking things into your own hands, taking control of things. Because if you feel like you're more in control, then it's not this kind of... If you feel like you can pare it down and have more control in the situation, then I feel like that gives a calmer, more relaxed feeling. You're like, okay, I can handle it. Or you say to yourself, okay, I'm only going to go so far, and then I'm going to stop because I don't want to become overwhelmed. If you have a big project to do, you're packing up your house and you're moving your house, and it's like, okay, I'm not going to be, that can become extremely overwhelming. So it's like, okay, I'm just going to do, set these goals and then just do a bit at a time. Or if you feel, hey, I'm really tired or my back's hurting, then I'm going to stop, and then I'll get back to it the next day, or however that works for you. Feeling like you have more control of it, that you don't have to take on everything all at once. Finding that balance, right? Finding that balance between getting things done, but also stopping in a good place, whether it's, even if it's having a conversation with someone, like I was saying, if you have a whole bunch of things that you want to talk to somebody about, but you're like, okay, let me just get through what's the most important for me, and then having that, and then maybe having another discussion later to talk about other things if you feel that you still need more to talk to, or realizing that it's going to take time to work through a relationship and get past a relationship and get through those difficult times, right? Ace of Pentacles, new beginnings, new starts, new feelings, new careers, new opportunities, new way of looking at things, new way of approaching things, feeling like you have more things under control, making sure that you have your voices being heard. And that makes you feel important too, right? We have the Knight of Swords, and that's kind of, we have the eagle again, and we have the eagle here. We have the eagle here, that is that success, and that is that victory, and that is, overcoming those difficult situations. And how can we figure out how to get past this, right? It's exhausting, it's tiring, but I almost feel like that this, this could be like a test for you, that if you can get past this and you can work through this, then you're like, okay, so if something else comes out, that you get a handle on that, right? Before it gets to this point of the 3 of Swords, and, if the Capricorn, if the situation becomes toxic, right? It could be that the situation becomes so overwhelming, like you don't want it to get to that point, right? And then we have 8 of Cups again. So we have 8 of Cups again. So there's something that you need to walk away from. There's something that you have to leave behind. Whatever that is that represents to you. It could be some hurt from the past, having some hurt from your partner or person that working through that, right? Talking about it, and then letting it go and moving on, because he's moving on towards the sun here. And not carrying all of these wands on our back, not carrying all these cups on our back. If there's things that you feel are bogging you down or stopping you from trying new things or doing new things, kind of looking at that and saying, how can I change that? How can I have a different perspective with that? The Hierophant, Taurus, having that belief, having that faith, having that stability in yourself that you can handle things. And that's a good feeling. We have Three of Cups, happiness, sharing, getting together, laughing, a lighter mood, right? Lightening up the mood, feeling more balanced, feeling like you have things under control. The Sun card, I love it. Great reading. We have the Ace of Cups. We have the Ace of Swords. We have the Ace of Pentacles. So the only thing we're missing is the Ace of Wands. And you know, we have all these new beginnings. We have all these new starts. We have all this new energy that wants to come in for you, right? These new things, these new challenges. But we can't get to those new things if we're still holding on to the old things, right? If we're still holding on to those Three of Swords, if we're still having those things that are stopping us from all of those aces. We can't move forward if we're still holding on to those things. And is it just your perspective or your outlook that needs to be changed? And again, like I was saying, just a little bit at a time if you feel that that's what you can handle and that's what works for you. Everyone moves forward in a different way. But it's whatever works for you to get you to this happiness, right? This Three of Cups, this stability, this Sun card, the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. All right, so we have Whale Spirit. Trust in the great mystery, right? Not fighting it, not being angry with it, not being irritated with it. Because again, with the Eight of Cups, it's like kind of letting go of those things, heading out on the path, not really sure where you're going. We have the moon that's illuminating it here, not really sure where he's going, not sure on the path that we're setting out on, but knowing that you can handle it. And trusting that this is growth and this is a good thing, this change. Sometimes when we're going through change, we're like, yeah, this doesn't seem good to me, because we can't see it because we're stuck in it. But once we move away from it, we're like, you know what? Looking back, that was probably the best thing that could have happened, even though we're not feeling it when we're going through it. All right. Thank you so much for watching. As always, stay positive, stay safe, and I will see you next time.